Hello and welcome to the farm. Today for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along, we're going to be working on block number 19, the circle in a square. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started. We're going to be using color B, whatever you've determined your color B to be. For me, it's gray, so I'll be working with gray today. And we're going to go ahead and make our slip knot and get our yarn onto our size H crochet hook, same size we've been using for the entire Afghan. So we're working on block number 19, circle in a square. And to start this block, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to take our hook and we're going to place it into the very first chain that we crocheted and grab our yarn and pull it through and complete that slip stitch by pulling it through the loop that's on our hook. And that creates this little ring here. We're going to be working inside of this ring. Do not do your future stitches in this chain where we just added. We're going to work in the ring that we just created right here. So to start, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and let's get started with round 1. In our ring that we've created here, we're going to place 15 double crochet. Now ultimately we'll end up with 16 double crochet because our chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet of this round. So completing 15 more double crochet in our ring, let's get started. You're going to yarn over, place your hook into the ring, grabbing your yarn and pulling it through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And we're just going to continue placing our double crochets into our ring until we end up with a total count of 16, making sure that you count that chain 3 as your first double crochet. Now as you're placing these double crochet in your ring, it's okay to go ahead and just work over the tail of your yarn. Go ahead and crochet that into your work. And when I get to 16, I'll meet up with you at the end of our round. And 16. Now we're going to count up 1, 2, 3 chains. These are our first 3 chains, and we're just going to slip stitch into that third chain, pulling our yarn through, and that closes off round 1. So round 1 is our circle that will be our circle in a square. Let's move on to round 2. For round 2, we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. A double crochet chain 1 is what we're going to be using to complete round 2 all the way around our circle. Now we're in this post here, we're in this one here. We're going to go to our next stitch over and place a double crochet and chain 1. Going to our next stitch, a double crochet, making sure you go through both the front loop and the back loop, and chain 1. Going to our next stitch here, like I said, you're going to make sure you want to get that front loop and back loop. Make sure you go through both of those when you're working through that stitch and complete your double crochet and chain 1. You're going to do a double crochet chain 1 in every stitch around, and when you get back around here to the end, we'll count to make sure that we have a total of 16. I'll see you when I get there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've got one more to do right in this stitch right here. So I completed a double crochet chain 1. I'm going to go into my very last stitch of this round, completing a double crochet chain 1. I'm going to go to my original chain 4 here and go 1, 2, 3 and slip stitch into that third chain, completing that round. So we have 16 double crochets, counting our chain 3 as a double crochet, and 16 chain 1 spaces. Let's move on to round 3. For round 3, we're going to slip stitch in our very first chain 1 space right here. So just go on over into that chain 1 space and slip stitch. That brings our work over to where we need to be working from. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. That counts as our first double crochet. In the same space, we're going to place a double crochet. So in essence, we have 2 double crochet now. We're going to chain 2, and in that same space, 2 double crochet. So here's 1 double crochet, and here's 2 double crochet. Now the name of our block is Circle in a Square. So we have 2 rounds of circle, and now we're going to start our square. So this creates our first corner. We're going to chain 1, and in the next space we're going to complete a half double crochet. So yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, grabbing our yarn and pulling it through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook, completing a half double crochet. Chain 1. In our next chain 1 space down here, we're going to complete a single crochet. Placing our hook into that chain 1 space and grabbing our yarn and pulling it back through, we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through both loops, completing that single crochet. Chain 1. In our next chain space here from the prior round, we're going to go right back and do another half double crochet and chain 1. Now we're going to create our second corner in this next chain 1 space by placing 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2 to make our corner, and in that same space 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. So as we look at the first part here of round 3, you can see that we've got a corner here with our double crochets. Our next stitch is a half double crochet, then a single crochet, then a half double crochet, and then our double crochets to create our corner again. We're going to do this all the way around, and that's going to square up our circles. I'm going to work this second side with you, and then after that I'll let you work on your own and we'll meet up at this corner. So picking up where we left off here, I completed my 2 double crochet to create our corner, to finish this corner off here. I'm going to chain 1. In our next chain space here, we're going to complete a half double crochet, chain 1. In our next space, a single crochet, chain 1. In our next space, we're going to go right back to that half double crochet, chain 1, and then in our next space here, we're going to complete our corner, which is 2 double crochet. So here's 1 and 2. We're going to chain 2 and 2 more double crochet in that same chain space, creating our corner. There we go. So on our block now, we have one side and we have our second side. I'm going to let you go ahead and finish your third side, and I'll meet up with you where we're going to join our fourth side to right here where we started this round. I'll see you there. I'm completing my final half double crochet on side 4 here of our block, chaining 1, and I'm going to find our original chain up here. We're going to go chain 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch into that third chain, completing our round. So for round 3, we've gone from a circle in round 1, a circle in round 2, to now turning this into a square. Let's move on to round 4. We're going to slip stitch into this next double crochet right here, just a slip stitch. And we're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space that is the corner, and that just helps us get over to the corner where we're going to start our next round. So to start round 4, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to double crochet in that chain 2 space, chain 2, and complete 2 more double crochet in that chain 2 space. This is creating our corner. There we are. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in our next chain space we're going to complete a half double crochet, and chain 2, Going to our next chain 1 space, we're going to complete a half double crochet and chain 2. I apologize if that seems a little awkward on film. It's very hot here in Iowa today and my yarn is just getting a little sticky. It's warm up here in my craft room today. Going to our next chain space, we're going to complete a half double crochet and chain 2. We've got one more chain space right here. We're going to complete a half double crochet and chain 2. So we've completed 1, 2, 3, 4 half double crochets as we work across this round. Now we're here to the corner, and in the corner we're going to go ahead and complete our 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet in that same chain space, and this completes our next corner. Working across our next part, our next side here of our block, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to complete a half double crochet in each chain space, and we're going to make sure that we have chain 2 in between each half double crochet. So a half double crochet in our first chain space here, and chain 2, a half double crochet in our next chain space and chain 2, a half double crochet in our next chain space, chain 2, and our last chain space here before we get to the corner, a half double crochet and chain 2. And here we are at the corner, and once again we're going to complete 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So here's 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet in that same space. There's 1 and 2. So taking a look at our block now, you can see we've completed 1 side and 2 sides of round 4. I'm going to have you go ahead and finish side 3 and 4, and we'll meet up where we started this round. So remember, each chain space receives a half double crochet with chain 2 in between, and I'll meet you when we get over here. So I've just completed our last half double crochet of the round and chain 2, and I'm going to go over here to my original chain 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch into that 3rd chain and complete our round. So as we look at our work here, and mine's a little jumbly because I am so sticky. It's so hot and sweaty up here in my craft room today. This one may need to be blocked, but it should come together nicely. Now we're going to move on to round 5. Just as we did before, we're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet and slip stitch into this chain 2 space because we want to be over here at this corner. This works us over into the corner where we're going to start round 5 of our block. We're going to start this round just as we had the other rounds. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet in our chain 2 space here. In essence, having 2 double crochet. Our chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. Chain 2, and we're going to place 2 more double crochet in that corner, and that creates our next corner here. Now we have these 5 chain 2 spaces across. We're not going to chain. We're just going to go right to this chain 2 space and complete 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. And we're going to do this in our chain spaces all the way across, going to our next space, 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. Our next chain space, 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. Our next chain space, 2 double crochet, here's 1 and 2. So that's 4 times we've done that. We have one more chain space here. We're going to complete 2 double crochet in that last space across. 1 and 2. And here we're at our corner. And in our corner, we're going to do just as we had done before. We're going to place in this chain space here 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So here's 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. We're going to chain 2 and place 2 more double crochet in that corner, creating our second corner of this round. So as we look at our block, our spaces are much smaller in between now because we didn't chain in between. But we have our first corner with a chain 2 space here. We have 5 sets of 2 double crochet in our chain spaces across and our corner here. We're going to work that around the same way for the rest of our block here. So don't chain, but in each chain space here you're going to place 2 double crochet, and then when you get to the corner you're going to work in that corner 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, then no chains, and you're going to complete 2 double crochet in each chain 2 space across. Another corner with a chain 2 in between your double crochets, and then your 2 double crochets across to this corner. Go ahead and work that, and I'll meet up with you here where we started our block. And here's our final 2 double crochet on this round. We're going to find our original 1, 2, 3 chains that counted as our first double crochet and slip stitch into that, closing our round. So let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds completed, and our block is coming together nicely. Isn't that pretty? It is a pretty block. All right, round 6. Now round 6 starts a little differently than our previous rounds. We're going to go ahead and just chain up 3 right where we are. We're not going over to our chain space over here. So this counts as a double crochet. We have this double crochet here. Let's go ahead and place a double crochet there as well. So we've started our round with 2 double crochets, 1 on top of each double crochet at the beginning of our corner. Now we have our chain 2 space, and in our chain 2 space we're going to place 2 double crochet. Here's 1 and 2, and we're going to chain 3 this time for our corner, and place 2 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space from the previous round, 1 and 2, and this completes our first corner of this round. Okay, now according to our pattern, we're going to place a double crochet in each double crochet across. That includes these 2 double crochet from our corner. So let's count those real quick, shall we? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, until we get to this chain 2 space over here in the corner. So when we do that, we want to make sure that we have 14 across. We're going to push our work aside a little bit because right on top of this post is where the V is for this first double crochet stitch. So we're going to double crochet in the top of that double crochet. There's 1, and then here's the front loop and the back loop for the next double crochet right here. There's 2. We're going to work in the top of every stitch across. Remember, we have no chains across here, so it's just the tops of the double crochets all the way across to the corner. So here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now we're here to the corner, and we're going to do in this corner the same as we did in this corner over here, which is 2 double crochet in that chain 2 space. There's 1 and 2. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and right back in this chain space here, we're going to place 2 more double crochet, 1 and 2. So there we've completed our first side and our first 2 corners of this round on our block. We're going to repeat this all the way around. So you're going to want 14 double crochets across, making sure you get into the top of each of these double crochet. Working your corner in this chain 2 space here of 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, 14 double crochet across here, your corner in the chain 2 space here, and then you're going to work 12 across this final round here, this final side, because remember we started with 2 double crochet already, so you only have to do 12. And I'll meet up with you when we're ready to join right here. I've just completed my last double crochet here of the round. We're going to count up 1, 2, 3 chains of our beginning chain here for our round. I'm going to slip stitch into that, closing that round. And yes, my square is a little wobbly. I have to admit my tension is off today because the humidity and the heat here in Iowa today is really messing with my tension. But there we have completed round 6. Now let's move on to round 7. We're going to chain 1. This is different now, so pay attention. We're going to single crochet in the same place where we joined. So there's our single crochet. We're going to single crochet in the next 3 double crochet. So here's 1 single crochet. Make sure you go through both the front loop and the back loop. Here's 2 single crochet. And here's 3 single crochet. Here at the corner, we're going to place 5 double crochet. So here, or single crochet, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's okay to push that work over a little bit if you need a little more room, and there's 5. So 5 single crochet in the corner. Now we're going to complete a single crochet in each double crochet across until we get to the corner again. So let's see how many single crochet we need. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We want to complete 18 single crochet until we get to this corner. So make sure you start where you need to start. These stitches here will cover up where you need to start. So make sure you push it over, and you want to start at the very top of this first double crochet right here in this little V, making sure you get both the front loop and the back loop, and complete a single crochet in each stitch across. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, get some more yarn here, 15, 16, 17, and 18. We're going to work 5 single crochet in this corner chain 3 space here, just like we did before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So looking at side 1 here of our round 7, we have a really nice neat row of single crochets across, 18 in total, with 5 in each corner. I want you to go ahead and complete that across here, 18 single crochet, 5 in this corner chain 3 space, 18 single crochet, 5 in this 3 corner space, and then work your single crochets across here. We already worked 3. No, we've got 4. We've already worked 4, so you only need 14 across here. And I'll meet up with you where we're going to join this where we did our first single crochet. We're at the end of our round here. I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we made, not the chain, the single crochet. So we're going to go right here, making sure we get both the front loop and the back loop, and we're just going to slip stitch and close that round. So look at how beautiful our circle in a square is coming together. We have a little bit wobbly because, like I said, my tension is off today because of the humidity and the weather today. I am just sweating up here. I'm glistening. Okay, we have one more round to go. So for round 8, our final round before we put our edging on, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet in that same stitch that we joined at. We've got one little single crochet there. We're going to place 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and then according to our pattern, 4 single crochet. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is working us towards this very first corner over here. Now, according to our pattern, we're going to place 3 single crochet in our next single crochet. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to help us kind of turn the corner here as we work around. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 5 single crochet. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to place 2 single crochet in the next stitch here. So here's 1 and 2. And we're going to complete this series 3 more times across to this corner. So it will be 5 single crochet, 2 single crochet. We're going to complete that across here. It says 3 more times according to our pattern. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to place 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 and 2. So that's the first time that we have repeated the series. This time here was our first time that we originally did the 5 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and according to our pattern we're going to repeat that 3 more times. So there was our first time. Let's do that again. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're placing 2 single crochet in the next single crochet, and that's the second time that we have done the repeat. Our original, our first repeat, and our second repeat. Oops, I read the pattern wrong. Guess what? This one here counts as our first time. My bad. So we have our 5 and then 2, and they want it repeated 3 times, not 3 more times. So 5 and then 2, and then 5 and then 2. And then we're going to place 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5. Oops. And here in the corner, we're going to place 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. So my bad, don't listen to me. Go back, go back. Across here, we're going to do what we did here. We're going to do 5 and then 2, 5 and then 2, 5 and then 2, and then work 4 and 3 in the corner. 5 and then 2, 5 and then 2, 5 and then 2, and then 4 and 3 in the corner, and then work across until we reach here. So I will meet up with you. You're going to do your 5s and your 2s until you reach here to join. So I will meet up with you when we're ready to join this final row. See, even I make mistakes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2. 1 and 2. I'll meet up with you when we're ready to join this round. So I'm here on the very last round, and I've completed 5 single crochet and then 2 single crochet, and then 5 single crochet and 2 single crochet. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet, and we're going to go ahead and join into where our very first single crochet is, because if you recall, we did 2 single crochet here. And that's it. We're done with this beautiful circle in a square block. Now don't finish off yet, because now you're going to go to your edging. You're going to complete round 1 of your edging, and I'll make sure I put the link in the description box below. Then you'll switch off to whatever color you chose as color A to do all of your joining with when we join. Your final round of your edging will be that color. So there's only one more thing to do, and that's make sure that we get a label. Write on our label that this is block number 19 for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along. This is block number 19, circle in a square. We'll attach this and we'll add this to our other blocks once we get our edging on, and we will set that aside until we're ready to join all of our blocks together. As always, thank you so much for joining me here at Country Mama Musings. I hope you enjoyed this block. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's amazing that we can start with a circle and end up with a square, and it really is a pretty little block. Until I see you again, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a blessed day. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.